This is a podcast from the Business Times.
Good morning. It's Monday, June 22nd, 2026. From the Business Times news desk, here are your headlines. What you need to know. A fragile peace process between the U.S. and Iran faces fresh uncertainty. Databricks bets bigger on Singapore with plans to grow its local workforce. And investors turn cautious again as oil prices climb. In world news, peace talks between Iran and the United States have entered a second day in Switzerland after a tense opening weekend. Negotiators are trying to build on last week's Memorandum of Understanding, which extended a fragile ceasefire for at least another 60 days. But the talks got off to a difficult start after Iran's delegation temporarily walked out, following renewed threats from U.S. President Donald Trump to resume military strikes. Vice President J.D. Vance is leading the American delegation in talks aimed at ending a conflict that has destabilized the Middle East, disrupted global energy markets, and strained decades of U.S.-Iran relations. In Singapore, the Singapore dollar is expected to strengthen against the U.S. dollar in the second half of the year. Despite expectations, the U.S. Federal Reserve could raise interest rates again. The local currency weakened last week as markets priced in a possible quarter-point Fed rate hike by October. Even so, strategists believe the Singapore dollar remains well supported over the longer term. Meanwhile, U.S. technology company Databricks plans to increase its Singapore workforce by up to 50% over the next year as demand for enterprise artificial intelligence continues to grow. The company currently employs more than 250 people here, with Singapore serving as its Asia, Pacific, and Japan headquarters. In the region, support for Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi's cabinet has fallen to its lowest level since she took office last October, according to a new Kyodo News poll. The survey also found most respondents do not support deploying Japan's self-defense forces to protect commercial shipping through the Strait of Hormuz, despite continuing uncertainty over the Middle East. Meanwhile, the United States is considering measures that could encourage companies to bring call center jobs back home. The proposals include requiring businesses to disclose where customer service calls are handled and ensuring call center staff meet American English proficiency standards. The move could have significant implications for outsourcing hubs such as the Philippines and India. In companies and markets, Asian markets were weaker today as uncertainty over the Middle East peace process pushed oil prices and bond yields higher, reinforcing expectations that U.S. interest rates could remain elevated. Brent crude rose to just above $81 a barrel after shipping through the Strait of Hormuz slowed, amid a cautious start to negotiations between Washington and Tehran. And sterling edged lower following reports that UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer is facing renewed political pressure after a strong election result by rival Andy Burnham. For updates throughout your day, visit bt.sg. And don't forget to check in with our wrap podcast, Market Focus Daily, at 6 this evening for the day's market movements.
This is a podcast by the Business Times. Find more BT podcasts at businesstimes.com.sg/podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts.